The Tacoma Pierce County Sports Hall of Fame features an extraordinary group of Olympians, major leaguers, college All-Americans, and other contributors to our local sports legacy. Here we induct a new class of standouts. For more details about each inductee, see bios in the event program. Introducing the class of 2025 Hall of Famers. A two-time first-team All-SPSL pitcher at Sumner High, Nick Hagedorn was drafted by the Mariners in the 36th round out of high school in 2006, but chose to play at the University of Washington. There, after going 6-1 with a 2.77 ERA in junior season for the Huskies, Hagedorn became the number 55 overall pick of the 2007 Major League Baseball draft. He navigated his way through the minors and held a spot in the Cleveland Indians bullpen from 2011 through 2015, appearing in 143 Major League games. Since the Major League Baseball draft began in 1965, Hagedorn is one of just 8 players from Pierce County High School to reach the majors.
Thank you to the Tacoma Pierce County Sports Hall of Fame for the honor of being inducted tonight, and congratulations to all of the other new members. My career was a dream come true, and I'm thankful to have many fond memories that I'll carry with me for the rest of my life. However, the journey of a professional athlete can be a truly selfish one, and so it's really to my family that I owe the greatest debt of gratitude and the sincerest thank you. To my parents, Mike and Allison, thank you for raising me to believe that I could accomplish anything that I set my mind to. To my wife, Pasarapon, you've been here since the beginning, always unwavering in your support and your encouragement, even through the many ups and downs. It's really the three of you that kept me on the rails throughout the years, and I never would have made it as far as I did without all of you. And finally, to Haley and Oliver, I hope that my story is proof to you that you can do whatever you want in this life as long as you work hard and stay focused. Thank you.
It is remarkable given the exceptional talent that the Gonzaga basketball program has featured over the past 25 years that Bellarmine grad Jim McPhee is still the third leading career scorer for the Bulldogs with 2,015 points. McPhee, a 6'5" shooting guard, started every game he played at Gonzaga, averaged 23.6 points as a senior, and scored a career-high 42 in both games against WCC champion Loyola Marymount in 1990. He was the 3-time All-West Coast Conference first-team selection. He joined the Seattle Supersonics NBA Rookie Summer League team after graduation before shifting his focus to law school.
Thank you so much to the Tacoma Athletic Commission for this great honor. I've been fortunate to have great influences in my life, in sports and in school. I've had an unfair advantage given the great influences in my life. I've had great teachers from St. Charles to Bellarmine to Gonzaga Law School. Locally at St. Charles, from Sister Philomena to Sister Julie, to Sister Dorina, to Mrs. Condon to Mr. McCoy. At Bellarmine, from Mr. Wetzler to Mr. Plouffe, Father Weber to Brother Paul Cawthorn. And I've had great coaches. At Bellarmine, Steve Anstead. At Gonzaga, Dan Fitzgerald and Mark Few. Even Casey Jones, and they taught me as much about being a person as they did about playing a sport. Now, I have great brothers and sisters. I'm the youngest of 9, and my brothers and sisters have done more for me than they could possibly understand, and I love them more than they could ever know. And I had the great fortune of being able to grow up in the same household with my idol, my older brother, Bryce. I have 3 kids that turned out to be amazing humans, thanks mostly to my wife. And if any of you have met my wife, you know that I married way up. So I've been supported by great teachers, great coaches. They're great leaders and great influences in my life to this day. But not one of them was a father figure, and not one of them was a mother figure, because I had the greatest mom and dad in the world. Any success that I've had is a direct result from the love and support of Georgia and Bill McPhee. Now, I wish they could be here in person, but they're here in my heart. So again, thank you to the Tacoma Athletic Commission, and congratulations to the other recipients with whom I get to share this event.
Bryce McPhee is Jim's older brother and also Gonzaga basketball standout. After leading Bellarmine to the state championship game, Bryce played for Gonzaga from 1981 through 1985, scoring 1,060 points. He earned first-team All-Conference honors in 1983. Bryce had 2 seasons disrupted by significant injuries. His skills earned the admiration of a would-be basketball Hall of Famer. His teammate, John Stockton, after participating in the 1984 Olympic team tryouts, including Patrick Ewing, Charles Barkley, Michael Jordan, and others, was asked by a USA Today reporter who was the toughest player he had played against. Stockton's reply, Bryce McPhee, every day in practice.
I'd like to thank everyone involved with this evening. I'd like to thank players, friends, coaches that helped me along the way, guys like Tim Bordeaux, Todd Irwin, Doug Thompson, Leo Liebert, Bill Russell, Jerry West, Jimmy Moore, coaches like Dr. Jim Bordeaux at St. Charles, Coach Mihalich at Bellarmine, Coach Anstead at Bellarmine taught me to play hard and play smart and respect the game. Dan Fitzgerald for giving me the opportunity to play at Gonzaga, and Steve Hertz for letting me play a second sport there as well. But I wouldn't be here tonight if it wasn't for Bill and Georgia McPhee and my 8 brothers and sisters. They taught me how to play hard, how to work hard. They taught me about respect, loyalty, dependability. They taught me how to lose. And I am just an accumulation of everything that they've ever taught me in my life. I'd also like to thank you for honoring Jimmy tonight too, who's arguably the best little brother in the world. I love him to death. And when I look at this award, I'll always think about how it led me to my wife, Alice, who's given me 5 phenomenal kids, Jake, Bryce, Brittany, Jordan, and Jenna. And for that, I'll be eternally grateful. Thank you.
Ed Bowman enjoyed a 25-year sports broadcasting career in Tacoma. A 1953 Lincoln grad who played basketball at the College of Puget Sound, Bowman called action ranging from Camerano Brothers Double Cola Little League Caravan Baseball, which featured future Major Leaguer Ron Cey, to high school, college, and professional sports. When the 1969 Tacoma Cubs won the AAA Baseball Pacific Coast League Championship, Bowman was on the mic along with Don Hill. Several years later, he was part of the broadcast as the University of Puget Sound men's basketball team won the 1976 NCAA Division II National Championship.
Thank you for my selection to the Broadcaster category Hall of Fame at the Tribute of Champions Banquet. My broadcasting career started in 1955 as an avocation. Doug MacArthur and Clay Huntington asked me to join their team, which included Bob Robertson, to broadcast the Washington State High School Class B basketball tournament at the College of Puget Sound Fieldhouse. Major remembrances in my 25-year career on the air include the 1969 Tacoma Cubs winning the Pacific Coast League Championship. Whitey Lockman was our manager. I worked the series with Don Hill on the radio. In 1976, Doug MacArthur and I broadcast the NCAA Division II National Championship basketball games from Evansville, Indiana. The Loggers defeated Old Dominion University in the semifinals and the University of Tennessee, Chattanooga, 83-74 for the national title. Very exciting. What a memory-filled broadcast career. Thank you again for my selection to the Broadcast category Hall of Fame at this Tribute of Champions banquet.
You could argue that Mike Vindovich is the greatest high school running back ever from Tacoma. He led Mount Tahoma to back-to-back state championships in 1979 and 1980, earning All-American honors as a senior. Vindovich finished his high school career with 3,232 rushing yards and 50 touchdowns and was a 2-time All-State selection. A Seattle Times article in 2004 identified the top 25 running backs in state history. Vindovich was ranked number 7. Knee injuries led to his transfer from the University of Washington to PLU. He helped the Lutes reach the NAI Division II National Championship game in 1985.
It's good to be here tonight. I want to thank Mark and the committee for this honor. But I'd also like to thank my parents, Ron and Carol, my older brother, Ronnie and best friend, my sister, Sandy, and my two younger brothers, John and Paul. I'd also like to thank my wife, Julie, my daughter, Jillybug, and my son, Andrew. And to all the coaches I had, from my first being John and Harry Harper, to my last being Hall of Fame human being, Frosty Westering. And to all my friends in those great Mount Tacoma teams. In the school's 60-year history, we were the only ones to be called champions, and we hung the banner twice. The city was full of champions in the 1970s, from basketball, football, swimming, track and field, and Olympic gold medalists in boxing. Grateful to be part of the golden era of Tacoma sports. So as Higgins from Ted Lasso would say, to the families we're born with, to the families we made along the way. Thank you.
First drawing acclaim on the junior golf circuit as a Life Christian Academy student in the late 1990s, Michael Putnam became a decorated player at Pepperdine University. He was a three-time All-American for the Waves and won the 2005 Byron Nelson Award as the top NCAA Division I scholar athlete in golf. He was inducted into the Pepperdine Sports Hall of Fame in 2016. After graduating from Pepperdine, he held the PGA Tour cards in the years 2007, 2011, 2014, 2015, and 16. He was named the 2013 Web.com Tour Player of the Year after finishing first on the money list and winning two tournaments, the Mexico Open and the Mid-Atlantic Championship. Putnam started 134 PGA Tour events. He made 80 cuts and had two top 5 finishes. He made the cut at the U.S. Open 3 times, placing as high as 35th in 2017.
Hi, I'm honored to be selected as part of the Tacoma Pierce County Sports Hall of Fame. When I started playing golf at age 7 at Fircrest Golf Club, there wasn't a dream I could have dreamt that would have led me to the success I had on the golf course. But there were a lot of influencers that led the way, who I looked up to as a young kid that made that dream come alive. Professional golf is made up of small steps along a winding journey, and that's who I want to thank today. To start, my mom and dad, specifically my dad, who used to bet me $100 I couldn't beat him every time we went out as a kid. Well, about age 12, that changed, and he stopped betting me the $100. But that was good motivation for me back then. About that age, fellow Tacoma Pierce County Hall of Famer and Fircrest teacher Ken Still took me under my wings, encouraging me every step of the way. I looked up to Dusty Brett, who was a local legend, who signed with Stanford to play college golf. I remember thinking, man, if he can do it, maybe I can. I want to thank Joe Teal, my swing coach, Joe Thomas, my Curtis golf coach, who kept golf fun and engaging. And once married, my wife Christina, who signed up to support this crazy life of professional golf, traveling 35 weeks a year. So just want to say thank you to everybody. What an honor it is to be recognized for my achievements on and off the golf course, and God bless.
We start another pair of Tacoma-raised sibling inductees this year with Michelle Wooding Murphy. She was a 2-time Pacific Northwest Golf Association Women's Amateur Champion in 1986 and 1987 before a college career at the University of New Mexico and then time on the LPGA Tour. Murphy was on the LPGA Tour in 1998, 2000, and 2001. Murphy claimed 2 victories on the LPGA Futures Tour and 3 wins on the Players West Tour. She also competed in 9 U.S. Women's Open Championships. In college, she was the 3-time member of the Western Athletic Conference All-Conference team. She was the head men's and women's coach at the University of Portland from 2004 through 2011 and has held several college and club teaching professional roles.
My name is Michelle Murphy. I am a 2025 Pierce County Tacoma Sports Hall of Fame inductee. I want to thank the committee for this great honor. It was an unexpected surprise of which I'm very honored to be a part of. I want to thank my mom and dad for giving me the opportunity to play all the sports that I love. I grew up playing, and especially golf, which I continue to pursue throughout my life and I'm still involved in today. I'd like to thank my teachers and coaches at St. Charles and my teachers and coaches at Bellarmine Prep and my college golf coach, John Sperry, at the University of New Mexico in Albuquerque, for seeing potential and a good attitude, enough so that I was asked to join that team. It's an honor to be a part of this organization. Thank you.
Michelle's younger sister Audrey also had success at the local junior golf level before college and a pro career. Audrey Wooding won the 15 through 17-year-old division of the Washington Junior Golf Association State Championship in 1987, when she also earned the Al Mengert Inspirational Golfer of the Year award. She went to Stanford and excelled, earning honorable mention All-American in 1991 and second-team All-American in 1992 when she finished third at the NCAA Championship. She played 2 seasons on the LPGA Pro Tour.
Thank you for the honor of being inducted into the Tacoma Athletic Sports Hall of Fame. It's an honor for me to receive this award. There's a number of entities and people that I would like to thank just for making this possible. First and foremost, my parents, who joined Fircrest Golf Course back in the late 70s and gave me the opportunity to get started playing golf. Then I had siblings that really pushed me to be better, and my sister in particular, who is also being inducted tonight, as well as all the friends that I played golf with throughout my junior golf career. Additionally, Washington Junior Golf Association was a huge instrumental part of the joy of the game, as well as building my skills, building relationships, and eventually going on to play college golf at Stanford. So that was quite the honor, and thanking any of those folks that gave me the opportunity to do and achieve what I have in the sport of golf. So enjoy the rest of the ceremony, and thanks again.
Along with winning countless local, state, and regional championships over decades, Myron Schmidt rose to the top of the national handball rankings in the seniors divisions. Schmidt won the United States Handball National Championship in 1988 for 4-wall 60 singles in Berkeley and in 1993 for 65 singles in Baltimore. Schmidt, a Lincoln grad, began playing handball February 19th of 1954, his second day as a Tacoma firefighter. He remembers how his hands hurt, but he liked the competition. He became a prominent YMCA team player and won over 75 tournaments.
Hello, I'm Gil Mendoza, longtime handball player and friend of Myron Schmidt, your newest inductee into the Tacoma Pierce County Sports Hall of Fame, to my right. To his right is Gordy Pfeiffer, also a member of your organization, a former world champion who'd also like to say a few words about Myron.
Yeah, I met Myron down at the fire station, watched him play, and was totally amazed at his ability to play in a different and unique way using his fist. It was quite remarkable, and he still can play today.
Myron Schmidt here. I appreciate very much all the effort that's been going on and kindness to my play that is long ago over with. And thank you very much.
Wally Streeter began his high school coaching career at Tacoma Stadium High in 1946 and later moved to Mount Tahoma through 1964. His teams won 7 state championships. Streeter coached 24 swimmers who achieved All-American times. He was the first representative to the National Interscholastic Swimming Coaches Association from Washington. Streeter was also a representative on the swimming committee of the Washington Interscholastic Activities Association and served as president of the Washington Interscholastic Swimming Coaches Association.
Thank you to the TAC and the Sports Museum for this opportunity to honor my dad, Wally Streeter. Wally's journey with competitive swimming began as a student at Stadium High School in the 1920s. He earned his degree in physical education, leading him to his first job in 1933 in the Hall Honolulu YMCA. After the attack on Pearl Harbor, my family moved back to Tacoma. Wally's passion for swimming only grew stronger. He had a successful coaching career at Stadium High School, influencing the lives of countless young men in Tacoma while winning 7 state titles. Wally was a respected leader throughout the state, always striving to elevate the sport and support his fellow coaches. Wally's legacy is one of mentorship as he coached and inspired many while remaining genuine, kind, and humble. On behalf of my family, thank you for celebrating the life of a true leader.
Wally's son, Kimo, was a standout in the Butterfly at Stadium and the University of Puget Sound. His early coaching days were at Curtis Junior High, Mount Alma, and the Tacoma Swim Club. In 1967, Kimo Streeter became the first swimming coach at Peninsula High School, founding the Peninsula Swim Club. In 1980, he began the Puget Sound Swim Club at South Kitsap High School. During his 12 years at Peninsula and 15 years at South Kitsap, he coached 14 state champions and 4 relay championship teams. From the 1990 Goodwill Games through 2008, he participated in some capacity in every collegiate Pacific Northwest Swimming and U.S. Swimming Championship held at the King County Aquatic Center. In 2006, he was inducted into the Halls of Fame for Pacific Northwest Swimming and the Washington Interscholastic Swimming Coaches Association.
I want to acknowledge the people who have played an important role in my career, because success in coaching is never a solo endeavor. I owe so much to my family, my parents and brother Bill. Their love and encouragement gave me the foundation I needed to chase my dreams. Of course, none of this would have been possible without the unwavering support of my loving wife, Ann, and my children, Kevin and Kim. Your love and patience means the world to me. Time with my dad at pools and days as a lifeguard, instructor, and swimmer under Dick Haniel and Don Duncan planted the seeds for my career and ignited a passion for coaching. But as we all know, it's not just about the coaches or mentors, it's the athletes that show up day after day giving everything they have. They are the true joy and challenge of this profession. Watching athletes grow from kids on the deck to successful adults has been the most rewarding part of this journey. I have learned as much from them as they ever did from me. To the athletes I've had the privilege of coaching, thank you. You have made this journey unforgettable. It is an honor to be recognized by the Commission and Museum. To everyone who has supported me, thank you from the bottom of my heart.
The young sprinters, jumpers, and throwers at Lakes High School had an excellent coach when Willie Stewart Jr. led the team from 1993 through 2006. The Lancers won 3 consecutive 3A state championships in 1999, 2000, and 2001. Stewart trained competitors placed at state 56 times, including 10 state champions. Stewart was named the 2001 Washington State Track and Field Association Coaches Coach of the Year. In 2013, the Washington State Track and Field Coaches Association inducted him into their Hall of Fame.
Thank you to the Tacoma Athletic Commission and to the Tacoma Pierce County Sports Museum Hall of Fame for this award. This award is not just for me, but it is for all of the athletes, coaches, athletic directors, school administrators, and parents that I had the privilege of working with at Lakes High School. Lakes High School had excellent coaches in all sports to learn from and work with. I would also like to thank my family for all of the support during my coaching days. I am also proud of the athletes that I have coached over the years and what they have become as adults with their careers and families. I can remember how hard our track and field athletes worked at practices and how much they wanted to strive to be the best they could be and wanted success for their teammates and our team. Coaches stress the hard work would pay off during competition, and hard work pays off as you go through life. Congratulations to all of the inductees into the Hall of Fame tonight. Thank you, family, friends, coaches, and athletes that are here in attendance. And thank you for all of the work the TAC, Pierce County Sports Museum, do for the community.
In the early years of existence for Emerald Ridge High School on Puyallup South Hill, Jessica Brody Hansen was a star volleyball player even at 5'6". She earned all-state accolades in 2002 before moving on to Portland State University. At PSU, Jessica became the 2006 Big Sky Conference Most Valuable Player and was named the Female Athlete of the Year at Portland State. She held 18 different Portland State team records. Until 2024, she was the only Vikings player ever to reach 1,000 kills and 1,000 digs.
Hi, thank you so much for this honor and privilege to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Congratulations also to everybody else being honored tonight. I'm here for my volleyball career, so I just want to start with thanking my coaches all the way through my career. So starting with my junior high coaches, all the way through high school, college. I played a little bit in the PVL, so the Premier League for our region as well. So thank you so much for everyone along the way. I was always an undersized player, so all of my coaches, though, believed in me and gave me chances and opportunities, and I'm so thankful for that. Also, thank you to my mom and my dad. My dad had a terminal illness growing up with ALS, and you never would have guessed it. They were always front row at my games, and not only my number one fan, but my siblings as well. There's 4 of us growing up. So just truly thank you so much for everyone who paved the way and opened doors for me so I could be here today in front of you. Thank you.
Competing in the state wrestling championships against boys, Puyallup's Whitney Condor Cox was a 2-time placer in the Mat Classic at the Tacoma Dome. She competed at Northern Michigan University before moving on to the Olympic Training Center in Colorado Springs in 2008 as part of the Army's World Class Athlete Program. Wrestling at 50 kilograms, 110 pounds, she was a 5-time U.S. World Team member and 6-time U.S. Open Freestyle champion. Whitney was an alternate for the 2016 U.S. Olympic team and a 2-time Pan American Games champion in 2015 and 2019. In 2019, Cox was the silver medalist at the World Military Games. She was also a military world silver medalist and a Pan American Games champion in 2018.
Good evening, everyone. I am beyond honored and excited to be inducted in the Tacoma Pierce County Sports Hall of Fame. My journey as an athlete had its fair share of uphill battles and hardships, but I am grateful for those moments because it allowed others to shine even brighter with their love, mentorship, and support, which brings me to today. I'd like to thank those that made this possible. First, I'd like to thank my family. My parents, they took me to all my competitions and practices, and without that, I wouldn't have got as far as I did. My brothers. They always beat me up in wrestling and at home. But if they didn't, I probably wouldn't have started the sport in the first place. And then lastly, I'd like to thank my coaches that I had. They not only allowed me to be their athlete, but they also supported my world and Olympic aspirations and gave me a great example as a coach that I'd like to be able to pass on to the athletes that I'm coaching today and in the future. Thank you, and I'm grateful for this opportunity. Have a wonderful evening.
Our area has been blessed with many dedicated, successful coaches who have earned induction into their State Coaching Association Hall of Fame, including Joe Reasons. But very few have been inducted into their National Organization Hall of Fame, as Reasons was in 2006. Reasons earned National Wrestling Coaches Hall of Fame status due to his tenure as head coach at Clover Park and Curtis. His teams compiled a record of 327, 88, and 1, winning 149 matches before his first dual meet loss. Reasons coached 16 state finalists and 7 state champions. He was the state coach of the year in 1977 and 1978 when Clover Park won state team championships. He coached the Washington State freestyle team to a national championship in 1979. Late in his retirement, he returned to coaching the North Mason High School wrestlers.
Joe loved working with young people. After retiring from a 36-year teaching career, but still needing a sense of purpose, he substituted at North Mason High School almost daily for another 18 years, and he made a positive impact wherever he worked. I believe the key to Joe's coaching success emerged from his personal philosophy: respect everyone, fear no one. That quality of respect became the solid core of his teaching and coaching. It led to a determination from his athletes that caused them to strive beyond what they even thought they could do. Joe and his assistants, Doug Cowan, Dan Hensley, and Kenny Pewitt, strove to make men out of boys. We were honored to see many of those men at Joe's memorial in January. Thank you for honoring him here tonight. Janet and Jody and I only wish he could have been here in person.